Thank you for choosing our Patio Heat channel. I'm Steve. We provide tips and information to extend the enjoyment of your patio project. Our videos give you a knowledgeable overview prior to investing in your outdoor heating equipment. Whether you are a professional or owner builder, we provide specific details for optimum heat coverage for your application. Post a comment or question, or for developed visual designs, send your request into designs@patioheat.com. We're here to work with you. For over 30 years, patio heating is the bedrock of our business, expressing what works best. Now let's get heating. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this residential pergola. Contractor asked me to set up a plan for this particular application. Let's go ahead and look at the overall dimensions first of all. So the dimensions I have is 17 feet 5 inches from this inside edge here to the wall, and then 20 feet from the wall to the outer edge here. We have a height of the bottom edge of the beams at 9 feet off the finished floor, and then the distance from over here, from the outer edge of the post here, 25, we'll call it 26 feet to the outside edge of the slab work here. And I think actually that's the slab I have over here as well. But alright, so that's the overall dimensions that I have. We can go ahead and just look at the floor plan. So we're matching up the floor plan fairly decently, I believe. And yeah, so that's going to be about it. Let's go ahead and turn that off and turn off the dimensions I have here. Alright, so the first idea would be to place 3 of the CD 6024s. Now these beams I have across here, I have these at I believe they're 8 inches tall. Let's check that out real quick. So from here to here, yeah, I have them at 12 inches tall, and they are a inch and 1 3/4 wide. Let me take that off right now. And so the distance I have between these beams is going to be 22 1/4 inch. And I placed 3 of the CD 6024s centered within the patio structure itself. So from this point here to this point here is the center point of the heater itself, and then they are placed between the beams, and they are at the same elevation as the bottom edge of the beam itself. So the bottom edge of the heater, same elevation as the bottom edge of the beam. Also, you'll have to come up with your own mounting option here. So obviously you can see the bracket here. You could place, let's say, another beam, or we'll just go ahead and put like a 2x4 or something of that nature for this moment, and then connect it here, and then connect it over here, and we'll pull that down here just to make it look good. So it could be something like that where you mount the units themselves. I'm going to go ahead and remove that just so we can keep on going here. And then also just note that there's a clearance area around the heater itself. So the clearance above the heater is 6 inches on all 4 sides. So 6 inches on the left, 6 inches on the right, and then each side is 6 inches. And you can see that with that distance that we have here, that 1 foot 10 1/4 inch, we are meeting the clearances to the combustibles here and here. That's placed centered between these 2 beams. And then that's true with all 3 units. And I have this number 1 unit here centered within the patio. And then as far as the distance apart, I think it was somewhere in the nature of like 8 feet or 7.5 feet. Let's check that out real quick. So that distance I have here, yeah, 7.5 feet center to center on each heater. Let's go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off the clearance and then show the clearance from the bottom of the unit itself. So you can see the bottom of the unit has 18 inches of clearance on all four sides. So left, right here, left, right over here, and then 36 inches down below is the clearance zone. And as long as we're meeting that same elevation like I talked about, we're going to meet those clearances below the heater as well. Let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. So with these three 6,000 watt units at 9 feet off the finished floor, we're getting a pretty good amount of heat throughout this whole span here. So you can see here, and it's pretty much uniform throughout the span. You'll see that there are crossover rays here between the heaters, and when there's crossover rays, you know, this is a cooler position right here from the center unit coming down, but with the crossover ray, it doubles that up right here. So this is pretty much uniform throughout the whole entire span. All right, so that would be doing three 6,000 watt units. And also I would probably recommend that you put a control system on it so that you can control it during different, you know, temperatures of the season. That way you can dim the heaters down based on how much heat you want for that particular time of day. All right, let's go ahead and turn that off and look at another option. And that other option would be utilizing 6 units. These are 5,200 watt units, and they are 4 feet long. The other one was 61¼ inch long. These are CD 5224s centered within that same span, 7 feet 6 inches center to center on each heater. And let me get rid of this here. Sorry about that. Let's delete that real quick. And then the other thing we can look at is the distance I have from center point to center point. So let's go ahead and grab that center point to center point here. And let me get a little closer. And you can see here we have that at 8 feet center to center. And again, that 4 foot center point from here to here is the center of the patio structure from this point here to this point here. Other than that, everything else is the same with regards to clearances. You know, clearances are met. We have that extra space between the beams as well as the clearance below the heater. No problem with that. They're at the same elevation as the bottom of the beam itself. All right, let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. So the footprint of heat with 6 units will heat up the entire space here. You can see that. Excuse me. And so whatever the seating position's like, this would be a very, very nice application here with these 6 5,200 watt units. All right, so the other thing I wanted to show is just a another option of heating up this space over here. Now this is all open air, so there's really nowhere to mount a unit. I mean, if you mounted a unit here and tried to point it this direction, you know, maybe you can warm up these two, you know, seating positions. But there is a thing that's called an underground vault box, and let's pull that up here. And the underground vault box is something that you can place below grade, and you can see that below grade we have the dirt, we have the gravel here for drainage, and we have the slab between. And then inside you can see that, you know, the post will slide into the vault box itself. You can lock it in place with this bolt here, and then you would also run the gas line through this opening here and place a quick connect shutoff valve here, and then that just connects into a hose that comes out of the unit itself into that shutoff valve. And there is a cover that goes on top here, and you can actually flip that cover over and place the same type of slab, you know, that you have here on top of that. It's only about 1 inch in height though, So it has to, if it's stone or something of that nature, it may have to be cut and placed that way. So that way you can have that same look throughout the whole entire patio, with the exception of this part right here. And this is all 304 grade stainless steel. And then of course, you know, those times that, you know, you want to take these units out, you can just simply move the unit and store it, you know, in a storage position somewhere else. I'll go ahead and put those back for right now. But that allows you to, you know, have the space open when, you know, you don't want to see the heaters, but when you want to have an event, you can place those heaters here, quick connect the gas lines, and you can get a very good output of heat here. And you can see now we're heating up the whole entire span. What I did here is I moved this heater here from this point 48 inches here, and then from the center point here I moved it 36 inches in this direction. You can change the placement of this. You can rotate this, you know, whichever way is more convenient for you to have. And the same is true with this, 48 inches from here to the center of the post, and then 36 inches to this point here. And this would be a very nice warm area here as well. And then lastly, I'll just go ahead and show there's also what is known as a deck mount. So this would be the supporting mount that you can place below the bar area here, and then you would mount it to a beam with these. You'd put a bolt through here on all three of these to some kind of supporting beam or something that would support the heater itself. And then again, you would take this top of the bar area here and make a keyhole type of opening. It's going to have a loop right here so that the gas line comes out, similar to, you know, what I have over here. You can see that there's this opening here, but that would also allow you to, you know, place the unit in and out based on the times of years that you want that to be installed. Another thing on this particular application is you do need to have some sort of door or opening somewhere where you can access where that gas line is going to be, so that you can actually, you know, connect that gas line. Now this hose, you can have a hose that's, you know, 2 feet or 12 feet long. Let's say that the barbecue is over here and you have a gas connection over here somewhere, but the shorter it is, the easier it is to pull it out. So if you had a door, you know, on this side or even, you know, somewhere over here, maybe underneath here, where you can access that gas line and do a quick connect feature on that as well. So that is my preferred application for the entire space here. And one other thing, you know, yes, you can see here this position's not heated as well as everything else. So moving, you know, maybe this unit over slightly, you know, I'll go with maybe 12 inches here so that we're still within that portion of the deck. You can see we're getting a little bit better heat. And yes, there will be warm rays that come off of the heater itself up here. It's just not going to be as intense. And also, you know, this particular heater sitting at a bar stool seating height might be too intense, so you might want to move this particular unit up by just not cutting the post. Let's just go with 12 inches here. But if you did not cut the post as long as I showed there, then the intensity isn't going to be as hot right here, just 1 foot higher. But you need access to the switch, and that might be an issue to turn the unit on and off. But in any case, I just want to kind of bring that out to you. So I think that is about it. And yeah, I think that's about it for right now. If you have any questions, or if you would like us to review your plans, send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve, and please, if you would tap that like button, it really helps our channel out. I really appreciate you doing that. If this has helped you, please help us. Thank you very much. Have an excellent day.